What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Knowledge, seven-figure entrepreneur, been in the notary space for going on 10 years. I really wanted to talk to you guys about how a simple notary business changed my life. And after making millions in the notary business, making multiple days where I made 10K plus in revenue in the notary business, I know I'm more than qualified to share my story and give you guys a little bit of insight on how it works. So when I first heard about the notary business, I was kind of like everybody else in the sense that, oh, the notary business can't make any money. Because even when I talk about it, like if somebody asks me what I do and I just like, hey, I'm in notary business, they assume like, oh, you make like $5, $10. I'm like, little do you know. Because it's one of those businesses where you hear notaries, when you think about it, what comes to your mind? Notarizing paper, somebody stamping your paper and you give them $5, $10, $15, just depending on the state that you're in. So you don't think about it as something that can make money, right? And I didn't as well. But as time goes on, you start to learn that there's different tactics, different ways, different things that you can do in the notary business to make money. So before I go forward, I have to go back and show you where I was. So when I graduated college, I had a degree in computer science, right? I didn't want to go out there and actually be in the computer science field because I understood that for me, the best case scenario was because I did information systems with a minor in cybersecurity. It doesn't even matter anymore. But what happens is I was like, all right, my best case scenario is being on the executive team, right? So it's being a chief technology officer, making around $300,000 for the year. That was my best case scenario. That was me after years and years of being at a company. Best case scenario is making $300,000. So when I realized that, I was like, oh hell no. Hell, $300,000, so I won't even be a millionaire? So I'm like, oh, nah. Even with all that working, so I was like, okay, cool. I have to do something else. What can I actually do that's gonna take me to the next level? And for me, I just had to, I got to the point where I just wanna try different businesses. So I remember at this point, my uncle was one of the people, honestly, he was the only person that encouraged me to like, hey, do this entrepreneurship stuff. Cause he said, even if it takes your entire 20s, when you learn how to get it working, you'll be independent and you'll be working for yourself and you'll still have the rest of your life. And bro, thank God for him for telling me that, because then that's what happened. Just use our 20s and you learn the information. So what he ended up doing is he knew that this is what I wanted to do. He knew that I wanted to be in the notary business. So then he was like, hey, you should check out the, what did he say at that point? Oh, the notary business. I'm tripping. He said, check out the notary business. And for me, I was like, okay, I'll check it out. But it wasn't like, oh yeah, this is gonna be something that's gonna make me money. Like when I look back at where I was not there and where I am now, I'm like, oh man, I did not understand that he just gave me the biggest lob, the biggest opportunity in the world, just telling me to check it out. So I checked it out, and like I expected, I knew I was gonna make $5 to $10 a signing. But then I started learning about the mobile notary industry, and then I started learning about fingerprinting and apostille and then estate planning and the loan signing, then the loan authorizations, and then the I-9s, and then the school forms and the general notarizations. I started learning about so many different things, and my mind was like, oh shoot, I could actually make some real money from this. But even then, it still didn't hit to me that I can make millions. I wasn't thinking about making millions. I was just like, all right, what can I do that's gonna bring in some money? So at that point, I started making money from the notary business. And then I did what every entrepreneur does and tried to hop and do different things, right? Hop and do different things, and tried a whole bunch of different businesses out. One succeeded and then it failed. And then where I was before, I ended up failing doing those businesses after I got successful and being lower. So I even hit like a lower rock bottom. Not only was I broke, but now I was broke and I owed companies. So I was just like, oh shoot. So after I did that big roundabout thing, I started with the notary business, tried a whole bunch of different things out, went super broke, owed people money, and then I had to come back to the point where I was like, what can I do? And guess where I went back to? The notary business. Because like any needs-based business out there, it's needs-based. Meaning, somebody needs you to do this whether they want to do it or not. Like taxes. They said there's only two things in life that are certain, and that's death and taxes. And to me, that's how I felt about need-based businesses, period. You need to get your clothes washed, right? That's why laundromats do so good. You need to get your taxes done. That's why tax offices is around forever. You need to get things notarized. That's why notaries have been around for God knows how long. But anyways, that's what I realized in that business, and I was like, okay, cool. Let me just focus on that. So when I realized like, all right, that's gonna be the business that consistently brings out money, I just got to the point where I was like, all right, I just need to get to the point where I can pay people back, get myself out of debt, Then I need to make a little bit of money to where I can pay rent and I don't have to struggle and think about paying rent. That was my biggest thing. I didn't want to struggle and think about paying expenses anymore. And I wanted to get to the point where I can eat, honestly. That for me, that was my biggest thing. My biggest goal was like, when I start making money, I just want to be able to eat without having to eat the same thing every day. And I did that for years. I was eating the same thing. I was eating pasta and PB&Js every single day. Pasta, PB&Js, and if I could afford it, I would get the protein shakes. That's what I had every single day to eat, every single day. So when I got to that point, I was just like, when I make money, those are the things I'm gonna do for myself. So anyways, made some money in the business. I started focusing, and then I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I don't have to do these signings anymore. Because at first I was driving, when I circle back to the business, I was still driving to the appointments. I was still driving and notarizing these documents. But then even that I got tired of. I got to the point where I was like, I don't want to drive and do these documents anymore. I just want to get to the point where I can just stay home and work is being done. I want to get to the point where I can wake up and I've already made money for the day. To me, that was real freedom. And I learned that after reading a book from Robert Kiyosaki named Cash Flow Quadrant, where he talks about the different types of way that people make money, being an employee, being a self-employed, being a business owner, and being an investor. And I realized when I wasn't in the E quadrant anymore. I wasn't employed. Boom, move that to the side. I now graduated to the self-employed category where I was making money for myself, but I was still leveraging my time. I was the business. See, in the employee category, you work for a business and you sell your time to make money back. In the self-employed category, you are the business and you still giving your time to make money. In the business category, you own a system and the system generates you money, so you're not trading out your time anymore. And then in the investor quadrant, you're using your money and leveraging your money to make you more money. And how it goes is on the employee side and the self-employed side, that's the right side of the quadrant. You don't want to be on that side. You want to be on the left side of on the right side of the quadrant. This is going to be flipped because you're backwards. But anyways, you want to be where the business owner and the investor side is, because then that's how you can really have scalability in anything that you do. And you're not leveraging your time anymore. Now you have your time, you have your freedom, you have your mental free space to do what you want to do. So when I noticed that, I was like, all right, cool. I'm in the self-employed category. I need to transition to business owner. And the only way for me to do that was to learn how to work from the neck up. Meaning I was like, okay, cool. I need a way to make money without having to drive to appointments, to stamp papers. And I need to just be able to sit at home, type a couple things on my laptop, maybe make a couple of phone calls and make a couple thousand for the day. I was like, all right, cool. When I learned that strategy, when I learned that system, everything changed for me. Everything changed. The first thing that ended up happening is I ended up hiring people when I got to the point where I couldn't do all the answering myself. And then that really took me away from my business. And once you get to that level where you can actually step away from the business and you're not the cog in the wheel. You're not the cog in the wheel that's making the business run. You're just the person that's making it level up. Then you can really get things done, because you can go to sleep or you can be sick and the business can now still function whether you're working or not. So once you just get to that position where you can step one step away from the business, it makes it so much easier to scale your business, because now you can utilize your time to focus on, okay, cool, I need to study all day, I need to learn how to market better, and this is what really pushes your business up. So you got to step away from the business so you can start working on the business rather than in the business. And then the scalability of your business becomes stupid, because now you can put a dumb amount of time, all those times that you were working, you can put all those hours into learning how to become more smart so that you can implement these different strategies into your business. And that's what I started doing. That's really what took me to another level as well. And hiring great people, having great people on a team, and just working with amazing people. So that took me to the next level, and it's allowed me to work minimal hours a week. Honestly, if I want to work 1 hour a week and just do like a company meeting, I can work 1 hour a week if I want to. Or I could even just hire somebody and have them do that meeting. But now I can just work when I want to work. I don't have to wake up and stress about where's money coming from. The biggest thing for me is I can order food now, or just buy food or have someone cook without having to stress about what I'm going to eat or having to eat the same thing every day. When I want to buy something for the house, I don't have to think like, oh shoot, do I have enough money in my account to order this? As soon as I need to get something now I just buy it and I don't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be something little for a lot of people, but for me, it's like a new level of freedom. I can wake up now and look at my sales for the day, And by the time I wake up, I've already made a couple $100, maybe even $1,000. You see what I'm saying? By the time I wake up, money has already been made. So these are the things that kind of happened for me. This is kind of how it changed my life. This is how it looks now. Now I'm able to just chill here in Miami, work on the business, make videos to help other people out, you know, kind of like put the ladder down and help other people that want to get to some of the successes that I have, help them climb up that ladder and just travel the world now. And, you know, I'm beyond blessed to be able to do it. I'm beyond blessed for the information I've learned. So if you guys are interested, you want to make that 5 to 10K a month or just learn how to get to the next level in your notary business, I would 100% recommend clicking on the 100% free training down below. I made it for you guys to see how the business works, so you can understand the systems. You can see my numbers where it's laid out in a cleaner format for you to see, and just understand like the possibilities that are out there. So it works for me. I know that it can work for you. Just check it out. Hopefully you like this video. And if you have any questions regarding the notary business or how to scale or just level up in your notary business or signing agency, go ahead and click on the link down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Put something in the comments if you have something that you want to ask. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, love, and your boy Knowledge is out.